Welcome back, Tribe and YouTube family. In this video, I'm actually going to share a clip with you from a masterclass I did in the past. And if you want to check out the masterclass, the link is in the description. But this clip is about having zero tolerance for confusion, complaining, and compromising your life. And I want to share with you a couple thoughts here. And after I share with you these thoughts, we'll move straight on to this clip. Now, I want you to listen to this very, very closely. If you're still tolerating confusion, doubt, or low standards, you have to understand this. You're not in God mode. You're not in God mode in manifesting. You're not living life on your terms. You see, you're still negotiating with a reality you were born to command. So in this clip, let me show you the one shift that ends the back and forth and puts you in full energetic leadership. And the last one here, number 5, having zero tolerance for confusion, complaining, or compromise. Number 5 is probably my favorite. I mean, all 5 of these spoke so much power to me, but number 5 is my favorite. And let's go through this. Now I'll repeat this one more time. Number 5 is having zero tolerance for confusion, complaining, or compromise. This is the key to number 5. This is the key to God mode manifestation. Listen, confusion is a lower vibration. We've all been confused, okay? There's many reasons why confusion happens. Most of the time it's because we're very, very indecisive. We're not making a decision. We're not saying yes and no. We're not being firm on what we want. All this stuff, being over analytical with things, all this stuff creates confusion. If you're very, very over analytical like myself, you're very, very indecisive. All this does is create confusion. And confusion comes from a very, very low vibration. The universe don't know what to bring you because you confuse the hell out of your subconscious mind. Something is going to win, but it's going to be your deep-rooted beliefs that secret you, the stuff that you really don't want to see in your 3D world because it creates confusion. Makes sense? So let's go back. The key is confusion is a lower vibration. Complaining is leaking power. Compromise is a betrayal of your self-concept. Isn't it so true and so powerful? I'm going to read this one more time for you. Just listen to it and let it sink in deeply. Confusion is a lower vibration. Complaining is leaky power. Compromise is a betrayal of your self-concept. This speaks worlds to me because how often do we complain? Maybe we complain to somebody else. We complain to a best friend. We complain to family. We go to work and your work environment is one great big complaining tribe. You know what I mean? We've all experienced this. Or we do it internally where we're in our inner conversations is when we start becoming self-aware, we're like, holy crap. I can't believe how much I flip and murmur and complain about stuff. All it's doing is leaking your power, okay? Because when you complain, you have to understand what's going on a conscious level. When you complain, the reason why it's leaking your power is because you're putting the power outside of yourself. When you complain, you're giving up your power. You're saying, I don't have power. I don't have the inner power to control it. So you're letting it outside of you. Anything outside of you is going to leak your power. Bottom line, everything comes from within. Do you understand that? This is more of a higher conscious, a higher esoteric meaning to this. And when it says compromise is a betrayal of your self-concept. How many times do we compromise? I'm talking to myself on this too. How many times do we really compromise a situation? We compromise something we really want. How many times do we do that? But anytime you compromise a higher self, is you're really compromising your self-concept of yourself. You're really compromising that self-image of yourself. You're really compromising the confidence in yourself. That's what compromising really does. No matter what example I want to give, no matter what example I want to give on how we compromise, No matter if it's a dream life, living life on our terms, or dream car, okay, we compromise to have a cheaper car. Okay, you're all and anytime you compromise, it's always hurting your self-image. It's hurting your self-concept, no matter which way you want to look at it. Now, how do we know? How do we do number 5 in God mode? You see, you don't explain, you don't defend, you don't ask the old world for permission. You walk like it's done, because in a quantum field, it already is. And this is where we really get more of the advanced of Neville Goddard, more of the advanced imagination creates reality. Okay, the more the advance of your 3D world, like I've been saying, is if you can see it in your imagination, it has to come to you. Bottom line, period. Let me read this one more time. In God mode, this is what you need to do. You don't explain. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to explain why you believe the way you believe. You don't have to explain why you want your dream house. You don't have to explain why you want your dream car. You don't have to explain why you want to be successful. You don't have to explain why you want to be a multimillionaire. You don't want to explain why you want to give to charities, why you want to help people out. You don't have to explain none of this. You don't have to explain why you want to live life on your terms. You don't have to explain why you want to be authentic. You don't have to explain why you want to live life unapologetically on your terms. Okay. You don't have to explain none of this to anybody. Bottom line, you stop explaining yourself. It is what it is. I want what I want. I don't need to apologize for it. Bottom line. You're done explaining. You don't have to explain. You don't have to defend. You don't have to defend your position in life. You don't have to defend the way you believe. Okay. I don't have to defend it. Because this is what I know. The reason why I don't have to defend it, because I know the truth. The truth is inside me. Okay, what's the truth? One part of the truth is the reason why I don't have to defend, the reason why you don't have to defend is because what I believe to me has to be shown to me. What you believe, if I could talk, what you believe for yourself has to be shown to you, even if it's conflicting. What I believe to be true for me has to be shown to me. What you believe to be true for you has to be shown to you. Bottom line. That's why you don't need to defend, is because your evidence is in your 3D world. Bottom line. What you see is actually your secret you in your 3D world, no matter you like it or not. You don't need to explain. You don't need to defend. You don't ask for the old world for permission. You don't need to ask for permission to be you. You don't need to ask for permission to live life on your terms. You don't need to ask for permission to be the authentic you. Bottom line, you ignore the noise around you. If that noise is people, you ignore it. If that noise is your inner conversations, your inner thinking, you ignore it. That's how this stuff works. You walk like it's done, because in the quantum field, in quantum mechanics, no matter what you want to say, in the esoteric wisdom, in the 4D world, it's already done. It's already yours. So if you know the truth, if it's already done, it's already mine, then start acting like it. Start walking like it. That's God mode manifestation right there. And one thing I want to say is you walk like it's done before you have what you want. See, that's the key to all this. Because when you see it in your 4D world, you see your dream house, you act as if you already have your dream house. You walk around, you make decisions like that successful version of you would make a decision having that dream house. And once you become that way, organically, reality has to bend. Your 3D world has to bend your way. You don't bend to match it. The reality has to bend to catch up to you, to catch up to what you want. It has to give you exactly what you're thinking about, exactly what you're commanding it to come into your life. Now, if you want to check out the whole masterclass, again, the link is in the description. And remember this before we walk away here. Remember, in God mode, your standards in life become law. Other than that, if you want to be part of the tribe, the link is in the description. And remember, I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.